for education. I put together a video, and I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to change or edit it before this morning. I spoke over at McKissick Middle School yesterday, so you'll see some references to McKissick Middle School. But I do a lot of speaking throughout the city. I started a foundation called the Edward H. Wisdom Jr. Foundation, which was founded 2 years ago. My father was murdered by a 14-year-old at-risk gang member. Shot my father as my father was going into the house, into the front porch in the household in which I was raised in. So I spent a lot of time going speaking to the youth, do a lot of fatherhood seminars, youth, young men specifically. Talk to a lot of single mothers and families as a whole to try to help uplift them. So we're going to get into some things a little bit more than just education to help build that foundation. And I'm going to ask my good brother to play a video because one of the discussions is going to be about greatness. So if we could play that video and then I'll go into my discussion.
Greatness, the only righteous vengeance. The streets murdered my father and I watched him lie dead on the front porch of my family home. When the torch was passed, I promised him I would pay these streets back with greatness. I promised on the shoulders of his legacy I would make sure his grandson saw greatness. I promised I would overflow the halls of McKissick Middle School with greatness. Edward H. Wisdom Jr. was greatness. 82nd Airborne Division, All-American. Great 555th Parachute Infantry Battalion, Triple Nickel. Great, one of the first African Americans at Austin Peay State University. Great, the first African American to teach at Clarksville High School. Greatness, one of two of the first African Americans in IBM's top secret security clearance facility in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Great, so what does that all mean? I'm standing on the shoulders of greatness.
I'm gonna show you how great I am.
You don't have to be the first to do it. Greatness.
I'm gonna show you how great I am.
You don't have to be the best to do it. Greatness.
I'm gonna show you how great I am.
You don't have to be the one who did it the most. Greatness.
I'm gonna show you how great I am.
Go home and tell your parents today that you want to be great. Then ask them what are they willing to sacrifice to help you fulfill that dream. When you have everyone on your team, you have to decide to be on the middle school honor roll. Greatness. High school valedictorian. Greatness. College magna cum laude. Greatness. This city's made. Greatness. The state's next great dog. Greatness. Senator. Greatness. President of the United States of America. Greatness. Pay these streets back with greatness. Pay these streets back with life, love, legacy, and leadership.
I'm gonna show you how great I am.
To kill a king with no reward or throne glory. What honor does that bring?
I'm gonna show you how great I am.
To kill a king and none rejoice, none praise, none sing. What glory does that bring?
I'm gonna show you how
To
great
kill
I
a
am.
king late at his castle gate, who bears no truth, no sword, no swing. What power does that bring?
I'm gonna show you how
To
great I
kill
am.
a king and not kill his regime, and not kill his prince, means you did not kill his dream.
I'm gonna show you how great I am.
Greatness.
I'm gonna show you how great I am.
Greatness.
I'm gonna show you how great I am.
Greatness.
I'm gonna show you how great I am.
Greatness.
I'm gonna show you how great I am.
Greatness.
Okay, so the foundation of our discussion today is going to be greatness, it's going to be excellence, how to be able to overachieve, not only in education, but in life. If you refer to 2 Corinthians 8:7, it talks about excelling in everything, and it'll tell you to excel in faith, in speech, in knowledge, and in complete earnestness. Okay? It says, I'm going to test the sincerity of your love against the earnestness of others. In the paraphrase, it goes on to talk about how Jesus Christ became poor in order that we may become rich. Okay? So when we talk about trying to overachieve in education, we got to understand there's a cyclical process and a step in which we have to build a foundation. That scripture says excel in faith. Spiritually, we have to grow. In speech, in knowledge, knowledge, philosophically, we have to grow. In complete earnestness, psychological growth. Then it says, I'm going to test the sincerity of your love. So now we're talking about emotional. Against the earnestness of others, so how I interact with other people. So that's social growth. And then it talks about Jesus Christ became poor in order that we may become rich. And I'm going to say financial, but we all understand in the scripture when he's talking about being poor and rich. It's something more than a monetary sort of thing. And so we take the word in English language and use it negligently, because financial, if you take that word in Latin, the prefix of the word Latin, finance, F-I-N, is the same prefix in the word finish and final. Finance doesn't mean how rich you are. To be financial means you are complete. You are finished. You have reached the pinnacle of your growth. To be able to excel from an educational perspective, we got to understand the process: spiritual growth, philosophical, psychological, okay? Social, emotional. Then we understand how to grow financially. Most people that go off to college and they have dreams once they get a degree or multiple degrees that they'll be making a certain amount of money to be able to live. So we're talking about reaching the pinnacle, being financially grown and empowered. Okay? So when we're talking about overachieving in education, we're talking about how do we become great. Okay? Now, how many of you all enjoy going to school? Some of you don't, huh? How many of you all enjoy coming to church? Okay. Now, the Bible talks about love and hope and faith, but there's a scripture that says wisdom is the principal thing. Okay? So when we talk about education, we're talking about becoming more knowledgeable. And the scripture tells us that. Get wisdom. It is the principal thing. We have to understand how important that is to our growth. Now, as I mentioned to you, my father being murdered, and I showed you a clip. And like I said, my father grew up in Clarksville, Tennessee. He was, how many of you all ever heard of the Olympic great Wilma Rudolph? He grew up with Wilma Rudolph from the time that she was young, was crippled all the way up to, they graduated 3rd and 4th in their class from Burt High School. My father went on and joined the 82nd Airborne Parachute Infantry, known as the All-Americans. He was a member of the all-black 555th Parachute Infantry, known as the Triple Nickel. Okay, he came back and was one of the first to enroll in Austin Peay State University, was the first with a double major in math and industrial arts. And then he became the first African-American school teacher in the Clarksville High School system. Okay? And so he went on to become one of two of the first blacks to work in IBM's top secret security clearance facility in Atlantic City, New Jersey. And so when we're talking about education, we're not talking about, you know, I know when we go to school and just doing subpar, doing average, but you have to want to overachieve, you have to want to excel, you have to be great. Now, who on the, for the young people, I know the older people understand, on the video when he said, I'm going to show you how great I am. Some of anybody 30 and under know whose voice that was. Yeah. Who's that? Muhammad Ali. I'm going to show you how great I am. Before he won the heavyweight belt, he kept telling everybody he was great. He said, I'm going to show you all how great I am. How many of you all like rap music? Jay-Z said, before everybody else will believe that you're great, you have to believe that about yourself. And Muhammad Ali did. He told everybody, I'm going to show you how great I am. Now, Muhammad Ali lost a few fights. And we lose fights every day throughout life. 2 years ago, it was my father who was shot and killed. But we have to know how to rebound from that. We have to know how to forge ahead. So when I go around to different schools and I go around to churches and stuff and speak, I talk about life, I talk about love, I talk about legacy, and I talk about leadership. Okay? My father left behind a great legacy, and that's why I said I'm standing on the shoulders of greatness. Some of you all may be some of the first, or one of the first in your households to go on and overachieve. And like I said, you have to want to be on the middle school honor roll, high school valedictorian, magna cum laude in college. How many of you all want to go on to college? Okay? It starts now. It starts now. You have to be aggressive in your dreams and in your goals. Now, how many of you young people have ever wondered why the lion is the king of the jungle? Have you ever wondered that? Does everybody realize that the lion is considered the king of the jungle? Have you ever wondered why? Do you know why the lion is the king of the jungle? You know? Okay. Now, the lion eliminates all excuses that anybody can ever make for achieving greatness. The lion is not the biggest. The lion is not the tallest. The lion is not the strongest. The lion is not the fastest. The lion is not even the smartest animal in the kingdom. So why is the lion the king of the jungle? One word. One word that's going to help you achieve in any and everything you want to do. The lion is the king of the jungle because of his attitude. When a lion comes down off the mountain, he comes down with the kind of confidence and the kind of attitude that not only dictates to himself, but dictates to everybody else that I am the king. It's the same reason why Muhammad Ali was great. The lion believes it. That I believe I'm the king. So when he comes off that mountain, an animal like the elephant that's bigger than a lion realizes himself that he's food to the lion and steps to the side. That's the kind of, the Bible tells you have to have confidence for endurance. I'm not telling anybody to be arrogant, but the Bible tells us you have to have confidence for endurance. My father was shot and killed when we got to the porch. And we couldn't tell that he had been shot. He had on a jacket and a big shirt up under, and we couldn't see any blood. And so the police were asking questions to me. Me and my son got to the scene first. My mother had stayed over my sister's house at night, so when she got to the scene, the police were asking us questions. We were crying, and as you all can imagine, what you go through doing something like that. But I remember one thing the police asked, and I can remember how proud my mother was when she answered it. She stopped crying and looked at the police. And the police at that time, I don't question their experience, but the police at the scene when we got there didn't realize he had been shot. They thought he stumbled. They were asking questions. Was your father or was your husband suicidal? And my mother stopped while she was crying and looked up at the police and said, Lord, no. That man thought too much of himself. And it wouldn't have stayed